Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. Welcome back to ChatGPT series. How we can use ChatGPT to help learning. How we can use ChatGPT as a tool to accelerate, to boost learning. My name is Abdul Karim alias. If you have been following the last two videos on how we can use ChatGPT as a tool to accelerate learning, if you have not watched the video, please feel free to go to my YouTube channel, World of Imagination, and you can find the other two videos in the channel. So, in this third video in the series, we're going to talk about storytelling. Who doesn't love story? I love story. I love to learn through story or using story, and I love also to teach using stories. Well, this ChatGPT series, how to use ChatGPT to accelerate learning, was inspired by Alex Brogan. So I came across his tweet on Twitter. If you are on Twitter, I think it's good to follow him. So he shared actually 10 ways how we can use ChatGPT. Basically, using the prompt, we can get ChatGPT to help us to suggest what can we do in terms of, for example, certain learning strategies, and ChatGPT can give us some ideas. All right. So in this video, I'm going to talk about storytelling. Use storytelling to enhance memory and comprehension. And this is the prompt. So I'm going to talk about the prompt shortly. But before that, let's jump again to ChatGPT and let us learn a little bit about storytelling. So I asked ChatGPT to give some insights on how to use storytelling to enhance memory and comprehension. So these are some 10 ways how we can use storytelling in teaching and learning, in explaining a topic or a concept, especially complex concept. So I'm not going to go through one by one in detail here, but I will share the response from ChatGPT if you are interested in the video description, so feel free to read. But let's very quickly look at some of the ways we can use ChatGPT for storytelling, or how we can use storytelling in teaching and learning. So number one here, create a narrative structure, make it relatable, use vivid imagery, incorporate emotions, utilize repetition and key points, incorporate storytelling techniques, encourage active engagement, use visual props, keep it concise and focused, provide a memorable conclusion. So these are the 10 ways how we can harness the power of storytelling for comprehension, memory, basically for learning. I asked the same question just to compare what we can, how we can use Google Bard also, and what kind of response on the same question, on the same prompt. So this is what Bard give some insights on how to use storytelling to enhance memory and comprehension. Here are some insights. Use vivid language and imagery, create a sense of suspense or mystery. Ask questions, relate the story to listeners' own life, use repetition, make the story relevant to the listener's interests. Alright, so again, I will copy this text in the video description if you want to read the detail. Yeah, here are some additional tips for using storytelling to enhance memory and comprehension. Use a variety of storytelling techniques. So we have to learn what are the different techniques we can use. Be creative and practice. All right. Well, I came across this article also, how storytelling can enhance any learning experience. And I really like this quote here by R. Kipling. If history were taught in the form of stories, it would never be forgotten. So that's, you see, the power of storytelling that can make learning stick, can make, can enhance the retention of the content. And again, remember I've shared about one AI tool, which is a Chrome bar extension here called Harpa AI. So I have Harpa AI here. Why not I just ask Harpa AI to summarize, which I've done here. Basically, you just type /forward, then you can choose from these different options here. So you just choose summary, and it gives the summary of the article here, which is very, very nice to have. All right. Now, when we hear storytelling, term storytelling, maybe we feel that this is only suitable for non-technical subject. What about technical subject like engineering, mathematics, sciences? Can we use storytelling as one of the teaching strategies? The answer is yes. Let's ask ChatGPT. Can we use storytelling to explain highly technical or complex topics? Absolutely. That's what ChatGPT says. So how we can use storytelling in this case? So it gives us 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways how we can use storytelling to teach or to explain complex topic or technical topic, technical concept. Simplify and clarify. This is actually, I think, a skill that we have to develop. How to simplify complex concept or complex topic in such a way that easy for layman, for the non-technical person to understand. So it's something that probably we can explore further. Start with the problem. Begin the story by outlining the problem. Introduce characters. So maybe by introducing characters, it can make the story more relatable to the listeners. We will see some example. Plot the journey. Take the audience on the journey through the story, and along the way, they will discover, or they will uncover, and they will understand some of the concept that we try to explain to them, to make them understand. Use visual and diagram. Incorporate real life example. Maintain a logical flow. Highlight benefits and application. Recap and reinforce. And encourage question and interactions. So these are 10 different ways how we can use storytelling to explain or to teach technical concept, technical topic. So it is possible to use storytelling in this context. Let's check what Bart has to say about this. Can we use storytelling to explain highly technical or complex topics? Yes, so again, start with a clear and concise explanation. Use simple language. Avoid jargon. Use vivid language. These are actually some of the technique, not only in storytelling, but actually in science communication area. How do we communicate science? How do we communicate our research, technical stuff? to the layman people, to the public. Okay, and now let's look at the prompt that Alex Brogan has suggested here. If we want to ask ChatGPT to help us, okay, now I have this topic. How do I use storytelling to explain in the best possible way? So this is the prompt. Basically, transform key concepts or lessons from. Then we give the topic or the concept or the skill that we want ChatGPT to come up with the storytelling into engaging stories or narratives to help me better remember and understand the material. So we just take this prompt, put in ChatGPT, okay, here. Then the topic in the bracket. Then at the end we can put in the bracket the topic that we want ChatGPT to give us example of storytelling that we can use. So here again I use the same example from the previous two videos. I choose blockchain because I think blockchain is a good example to so-called complex topic that is not easy to understand and difficult to explain. So let's see how we can use storytelling now to explain blockchain to the non-technical people, non-technical person. So ChatGPT give us 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. It's quite brave, but we can use this story to explain. So I asked ChatGPT to elaborate or to expand on story number 1. So here I said, okay, expand number 1, the tale of the immutable ledger. So it give me longer story. So if we read the story, actually in the story there are example, there are so-called mental model. Remember in my previous video, mental model or so-called metaphor or analogies, characters. So all these are used to make the story, and the storyline actually will explain blockchain that non-technical person can understand. Okay, and let's look at what Bart gives us on this one. Okay, transform key concept or lessons from whatever topic into engaging stories and narrative to help me better remember and understand. So blockchain. Then here, one story, the tale of the two farmers. Okay, so again, I will copy and paste. I hope in the description of the video, still I can put this in the description of the video if you want to read the story in more detail. There's another story here. I asked Bart to give me another stories. Of course, we can ask Bart or ChatGPT to give us 10, 20 stories to illustrate the same topic or the same concept in the form of storytelling. So this one is the tale of the two artists. So basically, if you see here, from just using storytelling, we can actually use AI, in this case ChatGPT or Bard or even Bing. I haven't tried Bing, to help us to craft a story so that we can use the story to explain even a complex topic or complex concept to the students. Okay, so now I think that's about all that I want to share in this video. So there are seven more prompts that we can use that relate to the different learning strategies, and we can ask ChatGPT to help us to come up with examples that can help us to explain or to use that particular learning or teaching strategies. Alright, so that's about all for this video. Don't forget again to subscribe, to like, and to share the video. The more the merrier. We can share whatever little knowledge that we have with as many people as possible and create that ripple effect. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullah, until we meet in the next video. Bye bye.